Okay! If you've ever seen elite athletes warming up maybe on TV, or you've been lucky enough to see them in person, you've seen them doing those hop, skippity, jumpy things and thought, maybe I should be doing that myself. Well, I'm Anna, and today on the Running Channel I'm joined by Kate.
And we're going to be talking about those running drills and explaining a few that you can fit into your own routine. Now, don't forget to subscribe. We upload new videos every week. Hit the bell icon, you'll get notified when we do.
Before we talk about what sort of drills you could be doing, first we're going to look at why we should be doing drills. So Kate can help with this one.
Yeah, so I've done hundreds of group track sessions in my time. I even coach them myself now. And I'm not convinced that everybody really knows why they're doing these hoppy, skippy, jumpy things before a session. What drills are is a kind of dynamic warming up, and dynamic warming up is the best kind of warming up. They help to activate the key muscle groups that you'll be using in your running, and hopefully in the same way help prevent injury. More than that, drills can actually help improve your running technique, getting you lighter and faster on your feet and improve your efficiency. In a race, that might mean being able to hold your target pace for longer, or at least it feeling a little bit easier to do so. If you're trying to rehab from an injury or improve a particular aspect of your running style, it can be really hard to stay focused on that during a long run or a hard track session. So adding in drills can really help to introduce these movements in a controlled setting.
So where should you do running drills? Well, a track is a great place to do them because mostly if you're going to go to the track, you're going to be doing some hard efforts and you really need to get those muscles fired up and warmed up ready to do that. Also, tracks are a great place because they're contained environments and you've got less obstacles, so you're not going to trip over anything or have to stop at roads and things like that.
Absolutely, and let's be honest, you might feel like a bit of a prat doing weird skips down your road. But if you can get over the embarrassment, it really is worth adding them into your routines, doing them before a hard interval session on the road or even before a race. You probably don't want to be doing really effort drills before a marathon, say, but before a 5K or a 10K race, they can be really beneficial.
So today Kate is going to run through 6 drills with me, teach me how to do them, what they're for, and how to do them properly as well. Just remember though, there are tons of different drills that you can do and different variants of these as well.
And you do not have to do all of them. Most of us do not have the time. Just pick maybe 3 that work particularly well for what you're targeting and try to get the technique really spot on. It's much better to do just 2 drills and get them just right than to race through 6 and it's a pointless waste of time.
And don't forget to do your warm-up first as well. So if you are going to track and you're doing a hard interval session, then maybe do a couple of laps first before you do those drills because they are quite intense too. So you need to make sure that you started the warm-up beforehand. So sandwich the drills between your warm-up and your session.
So here are 6 drills to add to your running repertoire. Look to do them over a distance of about 20 meters, walking back to the start each time. These are a great dynamic stretch for your hamstrings, as you might expect. Focus on really sinking your bottom down and out, like you're about to sit down on a chair, and keep your back really straight. This is a slow and exaggerated walk-through version of good running form. It can be tempting to go straight into much faster drills, but this one teaches discipline and it really shows up any weaknesses. Focus on staying tall with high hips. Bring your knee up in front of you whilst driving your opposite arm up. Pull your toes up towards your shins. Roll up onto the forefoot of the standing leg. Then bring that leg down, walking forward and continuing with the opposite leg. This is a quicker, rhythmic version of the A-walk. Stay on the balls of your feet and focus on staying tall with high hips. This reinforces midfoot landing, a high cadence, and improves your coordination. Use your glutes and hamstrings to actively pull the leg back down to make foot contact under the hips. Many of you will be familiar with butt kicks, but those aren't really a running specific movement. These squeezes still give you the forward knee movement of a normal running style, but really force you to focus on using your bum and your hamstrings to pull your heel up. This is so that you'll be more efficient. As you get tired in a run or as a race, the weakest muscle groups will obviously fatigue first, and often we neglect our glutes and hamstrings in favour of our quads and calves. Just remember not to lean forwards. Focus on being really bouncy and quick off the ground, minimising your ground contact time, Again, this is a great dynamic warm-up. Keep your legs straight and really think about switching between pulling your toes to your shins and then actively planting your toes onto the floor to bounce. Stay tall all the time. Keep the same bouncy movement, but now kick your legs out straight in front of you, focusing on using the hamstrings and glutes to pull your leg back underneath your body to make contact underneath your hips. Stay tall and make sure not to lean backwards, which can be really tempting. Don't kick out too far, just a controllable amount depending on how flexible you are or how tight your hamstrings are. Knees bent over feet, hands on hips, keeping both feet pointing forward. Take a small step to the side. Don't stand up between each step, keep the bend in your knees and try to keep your hips at roughly the same height. You can do this with a TheraBand around your ankles or knees to really help your focus. Still looking at sideways movement, but we're now adding in some rotation. When we're running, we use our arms to drive with, and there is a natural rotation of the body to counteract our legs. So this drill makes sure that we're well warmed up for rotation and teaches good coordination.
So we've done drills. Let's talk about strides, Kate. What makes them different from drills?
Well, in a way, strides are just the simplest form of a drill. They're just bursts of speed to get your body thoroughly warmed up for what you're going to try and do in your track session or in your race. You can also throw them in at the end of an easy run or perhaps even in the middle, and that can really help improve your running form. If you're on a track, you're probably looking at a distance of maybe 80 metres or something for strides, or you can do it by time, maybe 15-20 seconds. But don't start at a complete flat-out sprint, ease into it, and by the end of your strides you should be aiming to hit the fastest pace that you'll be hitting in your session or in your race.
Hopefully that's given you some ideas of drills that you can try out for yourself and also obviously understand what strides are too. You can even look up some drills that you can do which don't require much space. You can do them in your own home just by waiting for the kettle to boil. Leave us a comment below if you've got any questions at all, or maybe you've got some other suggestions of drills that we didn't cover today, and we'll see you next time on the Running Channel.